Ready to peek into the future of fashion? We're going to take a deep dive into the 2025 trends with Heuritech.
Okay.
They're a company that uses AI to analyze social media and basically forecast what we'll all be wearing.
Cool.
They're like the cool kids who always know what's next.
Yeah.
But instead of just like intuition, they've got algorithms.
Interesting. What's interesting is to predict 2025, they first analyzed 2024, which was all about quiet luxury.
Okay.
But 2025 is going to be about the feel and look of clothing. Think textures, interesting materials, and subtle colors. It's a move from statement silhouettes to statement fabrics.
So it's not just about the shape of a garment, but what it's made of.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. What were some of the big 2024 trends that might hint at what's to come?
Tawny brown was huge.
Okay.
Which isn't surprising given Pantone's 2024 color of the year was Muka Moose Gingham, also made a comeback.
Uh-huh.
And leopard print exploded in popularity.
Gingham is cute, but I'm not usually an animal print person. Do you think leopard print will still be big in 2025?
Leopard print is sticking around,
Okay.
but get ready for zebra and cow prints to take center stage.
Wow. That's a bold prediction.
Yeah.
As for shoes, any styles from 2024 that caught your eye?
Flat heel Mary Janes had a moment,
Okay.
fitting in with the whole coquette and tradwife aesthetics. They're comfy and surprisingly versatile.
And on the bolder side, any standout silhouettes?
Hot pants made a comeback,
Interesting.
tapping into that retro new grind theme we saw emerging.
Okay, so we've got the 2024 recap. Now let's get to 2025. I'm excited to see what Heuritech's month-by-month trend calendar has in store.
Heuritech predicts some pretty cool trends, even pinpointing when each one is expected to peak.
Okay.
In January, prepare for vintage vibes with all curly or long hair fur outerwear.
So basically, we'll all be channeling our inner Penny Lane from Almost Famous?
Yes.
What comes after the fur frenzy?
February brings those zebra and cow prints we talked about. Expect bold jackets and skirts making a statement.
2 months in, and 2025 is already shaping up to be quite the year. What about March?
March brings the return of suede,
Uh-huh.
and with it, a boho chic aesthetic. Think fringes, flowing silhouettes, and Kamena Kamali's influence at Claret. It's a relaxed, sophisticated, bohemian vibe.
A boho revival. Does this mean we'll be seeing a resurgence of flowy dresses and suede boots?
Think wide-leg jeans, flowy maxi skirts, and yes, lots of suede. It's about effortless femininity, comfortable, romantic, and breezy.
All right, I'm liking the sound of this. Any surprises in store for April?
April is all about track pants.
Okay.
But with an elevated twist, imagine delicate color palettes like blush pink for men and sage green.
Wait, blush pink for men. That's interesting. Is there a reason behind this particular color choice?
It reflects a shift towards lifestyle sports like yoga and Pilates, which focus on well-being and experience rather than intense workouts. The clothing follows suit, becoming stylish and versatile enough to wear beyond the gym.
So it's about looking good while feeling good. What trends follow after this sporty chic phase?
May brings understated luxury with mandarin collar tops. Think clean lines, minimalist designs, and fabrics ranging from linen to silk.
A versatile piece is always a good addition to a wardrobe. What about June when summer officially hits?
Get ready for the unexpected return of boat shoes, but with a Gen Z twist. Miu Miu showcased them in their Spring-Summer 2025 collection, and they looked fantastic.
Boat shoes, that's a blast from the past. I'm curious to see how Gen Z puts a modern spin on this classic style.
Think outside the traditional boat shoe pairings. Imagine them with a flowy dress or tailored shorts.
It seems like we're seeing a lot of reimagined trends from previous decades. What about July?
July is all about delicate femininity. Fine lace will be everywhere from blouses and dresses to accessories and even runaway looks.
Lace always adds a touch of elegance. Okay, on to August. What's next?
August is for polo shirts, but with a modern twist. Expect slimmer fits, unique collar details, and a preppy athletic vibe that blends classic with current.
Interesting. What's driving this shift in the perception of the classic polo?
It ties into the quiet luxury trend and the growing popularity of preppy sports. We're even seeing rugby and baseball references influencing fashion, particularly for tops with collars.
So it's a fusion of preppy and sporty. What does September hold?
Get ready for slim sole sneakers to take over, embracing a minimalist aesthetic with clean lines and understated style.
So are chunky sneakers out? I thought those were here to stay.
Think of it as an evolution. Streetwear is becoming more refined, blending preppy elements with its urban roots.
So it's less about a complete change and more of a refining of the streetwear aesthetic. Any brands leading this minimalist sneaker movement?
Prada showcased incredible slim sole sneakers in their Spring-Summer 2025 men's collection. They had almost non-existent soles, creating a sleek, modern silhouette.
Prada always seems to be ahead of the curve. What about October?
October belongs to the color cinnamon. Remember how we talked about brown being big in 2025? This is where it all comes together.
I'm all for embracing brown hues, but how do we wear it without looking dated?
The key is mixing different shades of brown within a single outfit. Think a chocolate brown coat with cinnamon trousers and a tawny brown top. It's about creating depth and dimension with a color that's often overlooked.
That's a great tip. Now, as we head towards the end of the year, what does November bring?
Get ready to channel your inner equestrian boots are making a comeback. Think sleek silhouettes, matte leather finishes, and a touch of English sophistication.
Equestrian boots always have a certain elegance to them. What's driving their resurgence in 2025?
It's partly influenced by the weekend wanderlust and English frazzled girl aesthetics. We've been seeing outdoor-inspired attire with a British twist. They're also super versatile, looking great with everything from jeans to dresses.
The best of both worlds, style and practicality. Last but not least, what's the fashion forecast for December?
December is about staying warm and stylish with fur. We're seeing a rise in furry snow boots, hats, arm cuffs, and even full-on furry coats.
Furry snow boots sound amazing. Are there any brands or collaborations that come to mind?
The Jacquemus X Moon Boots collaboration was a big indicator of this trend's potential. They created stylish and functional furry snow boots. It's all about elevating a winter staple with luxury and fun.
So we've covered a whole year of fashion trends. It sounds like 2025 will be an exciting year for style. Before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
let's talk about how Heuritech uses AI and data analytics to predict these trends. It's pretty mind-blowing, right? Can you tell us more about how it works?
Absolutely. Heuritech uses state-of-the-art machine learning algorithms to analyze millions of images from social media. They look for patterns, shifts in consumer behavior, and emerging trends that might not be obvious at first glance.
So they're not just seeing what people are wearing today, but anticipating what they'll be wearing in the future. That's impressive. Tell me more about how they do that.
Their technology can identify trends in their early stages, helping brands and retailers stay ahead of the curve and create products consumers desire.
Wow, it sounds like they're giving us a sneak peek into the future of fashion. But it's not just algorithms, right? You mentioned Heuritech also has a team of fashion experts who interpret the data. How do they work together?
The human element is crucial. The data provides the insights, but the experts add context, nuance, and understanding of the broader cultural trends shaping our style choices. It's a powerful combination of data science and human expertise.
Okay, that makes sense. We've covered the trends and learned about Heuritech's fascinating approach. Now let's get to what matters most. What does this all mean for our listeners?
That's where it gets really interesting. Let's break down all this information into key takeaways.
Okay, hit us with the most important insights.
First, remember that 2025 is about fabrics and colors, not just shapes. Pay attention to textures, interesting weaves, and unique color combinations.
So instead of just focusing on finding the perfect fit, we should consider the fabric and how it complements our personal style.
Exactly. It's about creating visual and tactile interest through the materials themselves. Second, get ready for vintage inspiration. We're seeing lots of throwbacks to the 90s and early 2000s, but it's not about directly copying those eras. It's about taking those elements and giving them a modern twist.
So like Share from Clueless, but with a 2025 update.
Precisely. It's finding that balance between nostalgia and contemporary style.
I love that. Any other insights for our listeners?
Understated luxury is still key. Invest in high-quality, timeless pieces, focus on subtle details, and embrace a more minimalist approach to accessorizing.
So it's less about showing off logos and more about showcasing good taste and an eye for detail.
Exactly. It's about cultivating effortless elegance without being flashy. Finally, athleisure continues to evolve, blending style and comfort. Embrace those chic sportswear pieces and incorporate them into your everyday wardrobe.
So it's about feeling good and looking good. To recap, we need to focus on fabrics and colors, embrace vintage inspiration, invest in understated luxury, and rock those stylish sportswear pieces.
You got it. 2025 is about expressing your personal style with a blend of classic elements and modern trends.
I love that. Now, before we move on to part 2 of our deep dive, I have one question for our listeners. Knowing all these trends, what will be your signature style in 2025? Will you embrace the boho chic revival, rock those slim sole sneakers, or become a master of mixing brown hues? Think about it. We'll be back with part 2 of this deep dive into the 2025 fashion trends shortly.
You know, it's fascinating how these 2025 trends reflect a larger cultural shift.
I'm always intrigued by the connection between fashion and culture. What kind of shifts are you seeing?
Think about the growing focus on sustainability, well-being, and authenticity. These values are reflected in the 2025 fashion trends.
Now that you mention it, I can see the connection. The emphasis on high-quality fabrics and timeless pieces definitely speaks to a desire for sustainability.
Exactly. And the rise of lifestyle sports and comfortable clothing aligns with that emphasis on well-being we're seeing.
And that vintage inspiration and embrace of individual style, it all points to a yearning for authenticity.
It's amazing how fashion acts as a mirror, reflecting the values and aspirations of society. It's not just about following trends, it's about expressing who we are and what we believe in.
It sounds like getting dressed is more than just picking out an outfit. It's about making a statement about our values. That's a powerful concept. So we've talked about the trends and their cultural context. But how can our listeners actually incorporate these trends into their wardrobes?
That's a great question. It's one thing to know what's trending, but another to make it work for your personal style.
Exactly. For example, let's say someone has been embracing the quiet luxury look for the past year. How can they transition to 2025 without a complete wardrobe overhaul?
A good news is that many quiet luxury principles remain relevant in 2025. The focus on high quality, timeless pieces and subtle details is still very much in style.
So they can keep their capsule wardrobe of neutral staples and add a few key pieces to update the look.
Precisely. They could incorporate trending fabrics and colors. Maybe swap a cotton sweater for a luxurious cashmere version in tawny brown, or add a pair of slim sole sneakers for a modern edge.
Those are great ideas. Now, what about someone with a bolder, trendier style? How can they navigate the 2025 trends without going overboard?
2025 offers a playground of possibilities for those who love trends. The key is to choose trends that resonate with you and incorporate them authentically.
So they shouldn't feel like they have to wear every trend at once.
Exactly. Pick and choose the trends that excite you and make them your own. You could go all in on animal print with a statement jacket and matching boots.
That's definitely a bold choice. Or maybe add a touch of boho chic with a flowy suede skirt and some delicate lace accessories.
Perfect. It's all about having fun and experimenting until you find what works for you.
It sounds like the key is finding that sweet spot between embracing trends and staying true to yourself.
Absolutely. Fashion is a journey, not a destination. It's about constantly evolving and exploring new ways to express your individuality.
That's a great perspective. So no matter your personal style, there's a way to incorporate the 2025 trends authentically and make them exciting.
Definitely. And who knows, maybe you'll even discover a new favorite style along the way.
I'm always open to trying new things. But let's be honest, sometimes stepping outside our comfort zones can be intimidating. What advice do you have for those who want to be more adventurous with their style, but feel hesitant?
The best advice is to start small. You don't have to make drastic changes overnight. Try incorporating a single trend piece into your existing wardrobe.
So instead of buying a whole new outfit, try adding a pair of those boat shoes to your usual jeans and t-shirt combo.
Exactly. Or swap your everyday handbag for a stylish mini bag with a pop of color.
Small changes can make a big difference. What else can help boost confidence when it comes to fashion?
Experimenting with different styles and finding what flatters your body type can be transformative. When you feel good in what you're wearing, it shows.
That's so true. It's not about fitting into a mold, but finding what makes you feel your best. What about seeking advice from others?
Don't be afraid to ask for help, whether it's a stylist, a friend with great fashion sense, or a salesperson at your favorite store. A second opinion can be valuable.
Sometimes a fresh perspective is all we need.
Absolutely. And remember, confidence is contagious. When you exude confidence in your style choices, others will notice and be inspired.
That's a great reminder. So we've covered the trends, the cultural context, incorporating the trends into our wardrobes, and boosting our fashion confidence. Is there anything else we should explore?
It's important to remember that fashion is always evolving. What's trending today might not be tomorrow.
So we shouldn't get too attached to any particular trend.
Exactly. It's about having fun with fashion and using it as a tool for self-expression rather than feeling pressured to follow specific rules.
So it's about being a master of your own personal style, not a slave to trends.
Precisely. And that's what makes fashion so exciting. It's constantly changing and allows us to explore different sides of ourselves and express our creativity.
I love that perspective. Now, is there anything we've missed in our discussion about fashion?
One thing that often gets overlooked is the role of accessories.
Oh, accessories. They can truly make or break an outfit, but the sheer number of options can be overwhelming.
That's part of what makes them so much fun. They let you add a personal touch to your look and experiment with different styles without overhauling your wardrobe.
So accessories are the secret weapon for elevating our style.
Absolutely. They can add a pop of color, texture, sparkle, or a dose of personality to any outfit.
I'm convinced. But how do we choose the right accessories?
Think about the overall vibe you're going for. Are you aiming for a classic minimalist look or something more bohemian and eclectic? Once you have a direction in mind, you can narrow down your options.
So for a minimalist look, you might choose simple pieces like a delicate gold necklace or a sleek leather belt.
Exactly, but if you're feeling more adventurous, you could go for bold statement earrings or a colorful scarf.
So it's about finding accessories that complement your personal style and the overall look you want.
Precisely. Don't be afraid to mix and match textures, colors, and styles. The most unexpected combinations can create the most stunning results.
I love a good fashion challenge, so experimenting and having fun with accessories is key.
Absolutely, and remember, accessories are a great way to add a personal touch and make your look truly unique.
We've covered a lot of ground. We've talked about the trends, cultural context, incorporating trends into our wardrobes, boosting our fashion confidence, the ever-changing nature of fashion, and the importance of accessories. What else should we discuss?
You know, one thing that's really exciting about the 2025 fashion trends is the emphasis on inclusivity.
Yes, inclusivity is so important in fashion. What are we seeing in terms of trends that break down barriers and celebrate diversity?
We're seeing a move away from traditional gender norms in clothing. More brands are creating gender-neutral pieces that can be worn by anyone regardless of gender identity.
I love that. Fashion should embrace fluidity and challenge outdated stereotypes.
Absolutely. We're also seeing greater representation of different body types and sizes in fashion campaigns and on the runway.
It's so important for everyone to feel seen and represented in the fashion world.
I agree. It's encouraging to see the industry becoming more inclusive.
I'm feeling optimistic about the future of fashion. We've covered a lot the trends in a cultural context, incorporating those trends, boosting our confidence, the evolving nature of fashion, the importance of accessories, and the growing emphasis on inclusivity. What else should we touch on before moving to our final part?
You know, it's crucial to remember that fashion is ultimately about having fun.
Absolutely. It shouldn't be a chore or a source of stress.
Exactly. It's about expressing yourself, experimenting, and finding what makes you feel confident and happy.
So it's not about rules or pleasing others. It's about the joy of creating your own unique style.
You've got it, and that's what makes fashion so rewarding. It's a journey of self-discovery and a celebration of individuality.
I'm so inspired. We've talked about the trends, their cultural context, incorporating those trends, boosting our confidence, the ever-changed nature of fashion, the importance of accessories, the growing emphasis on inclusivity, and the importance of having fun with fashion. Is there anything else we need to discuss before moving on to our final part?
We've covered a lot, but before we move on, I want to leave our listeners with a thought.
Okay, I'm ready for that thought.
Remember that fashion is a powerful tool. It can be used to express yourself, make a statement, connect with others, and even change the world. So use it wisely and intentionally.
Wow, that's inspiring. It's not just about looking good. It's about using fashion to make a positive impact.
Exactly. And that's what makes fashion so much more than just clothes. It's a reflection of who we are, what we believe in, and the world we want to create.
That's a powerful way to think about it. So we've covered the trends, the cultural shifts driving them, and how to incorporate them into our own wardrobes. But I think what's really cool about Heuritech's approach is that they go beyond just identifying what's trending. They also delve into the why behind those trends.
Absolutely. Heuritech provides valuable context for each trend, helping us understand not just what people are wearing, but why. It's like getting a behind-the-scenes look at how those fashion choices come to be.
So it's not just about observing trends, it's about understanding their origins. That's fascinating. Can you share some of the why insights that Heuritech has uncovered?
One key insight is the massive impact of social media and influencer culture. Heuritech's AI is constantly analyzing millions of images from social media platforms, detecting patterns and identifying emerging trends. They can see what influencers are wearing, what's being liked and shared, and how those styles eventually make their way into the mainstream.
So it's like having a real-time view of how trends spread and evolve.
Precisely, and it shows that fashion trends are no longer solely dictated by designers. It's a much more collaborative and interactive process now, with consumers playing a much more active role.
That makes sense, especially in the age of social media. So how does that tie into the why behind the trends?
Well, through their social media analysis, Heuritech has observed a growing desire for authenticity and individuality. People are increasingly looking for brands and styles that resonate with their personal values and stories.
So it's less about blindly following trends and more about finding styles that reflect our unique identities.
Exactly. Consumers are becoming more discerning, wanting to express themselves authentically. And that's where Heuritech's insights are so valuable. By understanding the motivations and influences behind the trends, we can make more informed choices about what we wear and how we present ourselves to the world.
That's a great point. It's not just about knowing what's fashionable. It's about understanding the cultural context and consumer behavior driving those trends.
Absolutely. And Heuritech's data-driven approach gives us unprecedented access to that information. We're becoming more conscious and informed fashion consumers, making choices that align with our personal values.
This has been such an insightful conversation. I feel like we've explored fashion on a much deeper level, going beyond the surface to understand its cultural and social significance.
I agree. It's been a pleasure diving deep with you today, exploring the forces shaping the fashion landscape and how we can all participate in this exciting evolution.
It's been a fantastic journey. And remember, dear listeners, fashion is a powerful form of self-expression. Use it wisely, use it intentionally, and most importantly, have fun with it.
Until next time, stay stylish.